Possessor is a horror and science fiction movie. In this movie, we see that Tasia Vo is a contract assassin. Her company's job is to control people's minds through a machine and use their bodies for murder. In the beginning of the movie, a dark-skinned girl inserts a pin into her brain and connects it with a device. She starts to cry while increasing the connection. She wears an air hostess uniform and goes to a place where other girls are also present in air hostess uniforms. In the next scene, the girl suddenly grabs a knife and starts stabbing a man's neck repeatedly until he dies. Then the police arrive and shoot the girl dead. In the next scene, a machine is lifted from a girl's face, and she gasps for breath and suddenly sits up. Another woman named Gerda comes to her and calms her down, and another girl brings a bucket near her mouth so she can vomit and lies back down in a semi-conscious state. Now we see that the unconscious girl is Tasia Vo, who is carefully observing some things. Her boss Gerda asks her about those things, but she apologetically says she needs some time to regain her senses. Gerda tells her to rest, but Tasia wants to remember everything. Gerda tells her about a new contract and says she needs Tasia for it, but Tasia asks for some time and permission to talk to her husband Michael. Gerda reminds her that because of her work, she herself left Michael. Viewers realize that the dark-skinned girl who killed the man was actually under Tasia's control and Tasia made her kill but failed to force her to commit suicide. Now the scene shifts to Tasia. She rings a house's bell, a child opens the door and hugs her, calling her aunt. Michael comes from behind and takes both for dinner. The next day, Gerda briefs Tasia about the new target. Actually, the people Tasia works for are hired killers who take money to kill people. For this purpose, they transfer Tasia's mental skills into another person using a machine and use that person to kill another perfectly. Gerda explains the new target, Colin Tate, whose body will be used this time. Gerda says Colin was selling drugs when he met Ava and they fell in love and are now engaged. Ava is John Parsy's daughter who works for a big corporation outside the US in data mining. Then we find out that John and Ava's murder contract is given by Reed, John's stepson. Gerda tells Tasia they will use Colin to kill John and Ava. They will show everyone that Colin doesn't feel belonging in the new family, so he takes more drugs and mood swings like Ava, and one day he kills John and Ava and himself too. Then they kidnap Colin and install a neural network inside him. Gerda tells Tasia that the plan must be executed at a party the night after tomorrow. Gerda also says Tasia must use the calibration device at least once a day, and more if needed. In the next scene, the day to execute the plan arrives. Ava takes Colin, meaning Tasia, to meet her father John. John insults him, so Colin leaves angrily. Gerda contacts Tasia and says fight with John in front of everyone and then go back and kill him. Colin argues with John in front of everyone and abuses Ava too. John's men throw him out. He hides in the bushes. After everyone leaves, he goes back and brutally kills John. Meanwhile, Ava arrives there. Seeing her, Colin shoots her dead with the company gun. But Colin fails to kill himself. Meanwhile, we see Tasia and Colin fighting for control inside Colin's subconscious. On the other side, at the company headquarters, Tasia inside the machine is bleeding. Tasia begins to regain consciousness, and the staff informs that Colin has regained control. They want to separate Tasia from Colin for a while, but Retta refuses. She says Tasia needs to be stabilized with some medicine. Meanwhile, Colin, regaining awareness, runs away in panic. At headquarters, Retta tells her colleague that Tasia is fine but unresponsive, meaning the body is still controlled by Colin. Another says Tasia's brain is already severely damaged. Retta interrupts, let her stay inside. Colin goes to a public bathroom, changes clothes, and tries to remove the neural network from his head. Suddenly he gets a phone call and leaves. He flees to Rita's house, speaking strange things. Rita, shocked, tries to calm him and says she doesn't understand. She notices blood dripping from his head. Colin lies that he fell at night and hurt his head. He begs Rita to let him stay, saying he had a fight with Ava. While watching TV, Colin suddenly pulls out a gun, goes to the bathroom, and shoots Rita dead. In reality, Tasia had regained control and fired the gun. When Colin comes back to his senses, he hears a knock at the door. He opens it and finds Eddie, who says Rita had called him but knocks Colin unconscious as soon as he gets closer. Next, quick scenes are shown, a machine working, a memory-like clip of Michael sitting while Tasia walks by, then John is shown alive but half of his face and an arm are destroyed. Eddie connects Colin to a recalibration machine, which lets Tasia regain control of Colin's body. Colin abruptly wakes up and points the gun at Eddie. Eddie explains Redder sent him, and he was working for them all along. Colin puts the gun before Eddie and says, "Shoot me in the head, I can't do this anymore." Eddie refuses, saying he's a technician, he can't kill. He's only here to restore control. Tasia tells through Colin that she's not fully in control. Eddie shows some pictures, tests him, and analyzes his pulse. Inside Colin's consciousness, he strangles Tasia, rips off her face, and wears it like a mask, seeing all her memories. Both Colin and Tasia's mental states collapse and pass out. Colin regains consciousness and finds Eddie dead in front of him, terrified. He goes to wash the blood off in the bathroom and sees Rita's naked corpse on the floor. He also remembers how he brutally killed John and Ava. He tries to kill himself by shooting in his mouth but survives. He cries helplessly. He then searches for Michael through Tasia's memories. At headquarters, Redder hears Tasia muttering in the machine. Colin goes to Michael's house at night, forces entry, points the gun, and demands to know where Tasia is. He threatens that if she doesn't come out, he'll kill Michael. At the same time, Colin and Tasia communicate in a psychic plane. Colin asks what she did to him. Tasia replies Colin did everything himself. Colin threatens to kill Michael if she doesn't fix him. Tasia encourages him to kill Michael. Michael seizes an opportunity, knocks the gun away, but Colin slashes his hand with a big knife and brutally kills him. Colin cries out to be freed and puts the gun in his mouth but can't pull the trigger. Suddenly, Ira, Tasia's son, stabs Colin in the throat with a knife. Colin shoots Ira dead, but Tasia, enraged while controlling Colin, shoots Ira multiple times. Colin writhes in pain and dies, and it's revealed that Ira was actually Redder in disguise. During the debrief, when the butterfly comes up, Tasia says she no longer regrets killing it. She says all her compassion is gone. And the movie ends there.